From Boise State Public Radio, this is The Connector. It's Idaho's daily news. Good morning. I'm George Prentice. On today's podcast, we have details on Lori Vallow Daybell's Arizona trial and how that case has gone to the jury. And Lori Vallow Daybell is acting as her own defense attorney in that case. We'll check in with the National Weather Service, who will give us a rather spring-like forecast. And we will also tell you about a memorial mass scheduled for Boise to honor the late Pope Francis. It is Tuesday, the 22nd of April, and here are today's stories. As Catholics around the world mourn the death of Pope Francis, Bishop Peter Christensen of the Boise Diocese will be holding a memorial mass tomorrow to commemorate the late pontiff. Sasha Woodruff has more.
Pope Francis died at 88 the day after Easter after making an appearance at Sunday holiday celebrations. He was the first Jesuit pope and the first from Latin America. Scott Pearhill, communications director for the Roman Catholic Diocese of Boise, says the late pope avoided extravagance and believes he lived up to his papal name.
I think he chose the name Francis, speculation on my part, because St. Francis of Assisi in the 13th century was a saint who brought us back to basics, who also chose to live in a very humble manner, who also had a great concern for our common home, the earth.
Pearhill says his fellow Catholics are still processing the news.
The people that I've talked to, some of them cried initially. Some of the people in our office here at the Diocese of Boise told us that they cried in the morning when they heard this. But I think people are also already beginning to remember fondly many memories of Pope Francis as well.
He says the memorial mass on Wednesday will be done in concert with memorials at the Vatican, the seat of the Roman Catholic Church. Sasha Woodruff, Boise State Public Radio News.
Bishop Peter Christensen will hold the memorial mass tomorrow at the Cathedral of St. John the Evangelist at 12:15 p.m. in honor of Pope Francis. Closing arguments were delivered Monday in Lori Vallow Daybell's murder conspiracy trial in Arizona. She had already been convicted in Idaho for murdering her children and for her role in the death of the first wife of her husband, Chad Daybell. In Arizona, Vallow Daybell is facing 2 murder conspiracy charges. She's accused of conspiring to kill her former husband, Charles Vallow. Here is Maricopa County Prosecutor Trina Kay.
And then there's that religious belief system. The zombies, the Z's, the possessed evil spirits, all a reason and a way to kill someone.
But in this trial, Lori Vallow Daybell acted as her own defense, so the jury listened to her, delivering her closing arguments yesterday.
But only you get to decide. The state put up witnesses that had zero knowledge of a conspiracy. The state did not show you evidence of an agreement to commit murder. They showed you evidence of a family tragedy.
The case did go to the jury late yesterday, and they will resume deliberation later this morning. Stephen Parker is over at the National Weather Service office in Boise. Stephen, good morning.
Good morning, George.
Stephen, what are the conditions that might manage our weather today?
Today we are going to have partly cloudy skies. We've got slight chance of showers, but really just up in the mountains. Mm-hmm. And we're going to have light winds today.
Sounds good. How about the rest of the week?
Rest of the week, we're going to see some continued showers in the mountains Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday and Friday look dry, but by late Friday, say late afternoon into the evening, and then Saturday and Sunday, unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have a chance of showers.
Would spring-like be a good description of this week?
Yes. Our temperatures are going to be hovering around normal, a little bit warmer, a little bit cooler from day to day, but very seasonable, very typical late April type of weather.
Sounds great. Stephen Parker at the Weather Service. Stephen, have a great Tuesday.
You as well, George. Thank you.
Inversion periods of low air quality are well known to the Treasure Valley. Residents may have noticed more smog flooding into the area alongside rising temperatures in the past few years. For this Earth Day, our Jamie Geary asked professionals at universities and plant nurseries what we can do to help curb that harsh weather in the coming summer months.
On the right here is our peaches, one of our best-selling fruit trees. People love to grow a peach. They can be a little bit challenging.
That's John McDade, the nursery manager of Garden City's North End Nursery. McDade is showing me row after row of fruit tree saplings. He says they're popular this time of year. McDade and I talked about how tree planting season has changed with the weather in recent years. 2024 was the hottest year on record since 1934 in Idaho, with the Treasure Valley ranking 17th in the nation for particle pollution. The state is following a nationwide trend of rising temperatures and falling air quality. A January study by Boise State professors says there's a practice anyone can do to counteract heat waves in the valley: neighborhood greening. Homeowners and subdivision developers are encouraged to plant flowers, trees, and shrubberies. The plants absorb heat otherwise trapped in the ground by scalding asphalt and cement. Jen Pierce is a professor of geosciences at Boise State University. Pierce helped interpret study findings on neighborhood greening, which concludes more plants mean a better environment and a healthier Idaho.
Being here in Idaho in the summer, that if you go out onto those black asphalt surfaces, it can be, upwards 10, even 20 degrees hotter. So you have the co-benefit of reducing heat and storing more carbon in the trees.
The study describes other potential positive effects of neighborhood greening. They include reducing heat-related illnesses, adding property value to housing, and providing a sense of community identity as Boise's population grows. The study warns greening could be taxing on city water infrastructure. Idaho is a dry state that recently experienced extreme drought in the summer of 2021. Back at the nursery, McDade recommends a solution. He says growing trees and plants native to Idaho in your yard can offer all the environmental benefits of grass without using as much water.
But I think more and more people are aware of it and are to the realization that we really need to do something. And probably one of the easiest things to do, if you've got the space, is to plant a tree.
The city of Boise is encouraging tree planting. In 2020, the city debuted the Elaine Clegg City of Trees Challenge, asking Boiseans to add 100,000 trees to the city by 2030. In the years since the challenge began, roughly 19,000 trees have been planted. Jamie Geary, Boise State Public Radio News.
And that is today's episode of The Connector. I'm George Prentice. We'll see you back here on Wednesday. To stay in touch with the news between now and then, check out BoiseStatePublicRadio.org or download the free Boise State Public Radio app. And thanks for listening.